look at that. Oh, I have one of those. Wow, that's really cool.
Thank you. So, the show.
Well, I don't know much. We've only done the pilot. That's what we just found out in this junket is that we can only, what we do know we can't talk about.
Oh, okay.
Because we haven't begun shooting the rest of the episodes. But what we can talk about is probably what you already know, is that it is post-apocalyptic, set 97 years after a nuclear holocaust taking place. Not really sure exactly what year that supposedly had happened in the world. But my job, what I can say is that I played Chancellor Jaha, which is the leader of the last surviving members of the human race. So I make all the hard decisions, like President Obama, on this arc of about 4,000 human beings that are some of the best and the brightest in the world, and off for different satellite ships. Let's go back. So before the nuclear Holocaust happened and destroyed the world, it takes 100 years for the Earth to heal itself. But in that time, there were about 400 individuals in space, in satellites, astronauts from around the world. So the story takes place of when you see the Ark, it is a compilation of various satellites from Belgium, from Russia, from all over the world. These people realized they had to get over their insecurities, their xenophobias, whatever it is, they had to work together to survive. And they brought all these different satellites together from all over the world to survive. Cut to 97 years of generations of my generation never stepping foot on Earth, having a great-grandfather or grandfather that was born on this ark. That is our way of life. And we're coming to a problem where we need more resources. We're about to exhaust all of the resources on the ship, and my character comes up with an idea to send, as opposed to executing those that turn 18 for more room, let's send these criminals that have made these infractions, zero tolerance for using too much oxygen, too much blood, too much food, chopping down a bush, just stepping on a bush, whatever it is that we need. I decided to send them down to Earth to see if it is inhabitable. But that is as far as I can go in terms of giving you a story.
I was gonna say, I'm sure you probably were throwing other series. Why this particular series?
My wife, she made me read the script. I had it for like 3 weeks and said no. Not interested at all. I have wonderful films that I produced that I'm rolling out starting this September with Blue Caprice and others. And just great storytelling. And I just didn't, after coming off of Grey's, I'm like, can't get any better than that. I mean, some of the best writing in the country. And I participated in that experience. And I honestly just was biased about good writing until I read Jason Rothenberg's script. And I read the speech of Chancellor Jaha, and I was like, we can get away with this? We can actually tell these kinds of stories? We can actually address humanity as it is, but be in the future? So we can probably have some influence on how to make better human beings as they're watching the show? What? Oh, wow. And CW Network is going to let this happen? And they're going to pay me to do this? To do what I want to do, like in the world, is try to make everything better through storytelling. And that man over there, Jason Rothenberg and Matt Miller, they just very clear vision on how to tell these stories. And he just has a very strong, sense of humanity, what's right with it, what's wrong with it, and the possibilities thereof, how we can be better. And whatever that means in terms of diversifying the imagery, because obviously you're going to have all walks of life. It's going to be a very diversified show, which is, I'm very into that. That needs to be seen. We have strong women. The characters are very strong. Paige Turco, Eliza Taylor, Marie Avramopoulos. So, you have something for everyone. And I was jokingly saying in the other room, I know my son is 14 and he has a lot of friends that are 13 and 7th grade, 8th grade. So we got to create a new demographic from 13 to 85. You know what I mean? And it's going to be dark. It's going to be heavy. I like being a part of things that are controversial and shake up the fabric of systems. And the network is very, very keen and excited that this particular show, with the success of Vampire Diaries, of course, is going to be pushing. They want to go for the Emmys. They want to go for the Emmys, the Golden Globes. They want to be taking seriously like the Breaking Bads out there, the Mad Men out there. Mark Pedowitz is at the head of this, who I've worked with before. He was over at ABC Touchstone. He knows how to win. I think he knows I know how to win, what it takes, that level of commitment. And I'm excited. I couldn't be more excited about a show. And it's not because it's on TV. I just love great storytelling. I just love good work and great actors. And we have probably, in my opinion, I've said this before, and I'll go on record again, I think probably one of the most beautiful casts on television. And more importantly, they're beautiful human beings. They're young, they're beautiful, they're smart, they're hungry, they're not jaded, they're not corrupt. Most of them are from other countries, and this is their first big opportunity, which is always bodes well because it's new. And I'm the oldest guy on the set. I get to be the sage. I get to be the wise old man.
So with you and Henry being veterans on TV shows, you guys come in there shepherding and mentoring the others who have not done TV and the regiments of it?
Well, the mentoring usually comes pretty much like maybe over the weekends, because the way it's set up is that our characters don't really confront each other. It's almost like two parallels, story to being told. You have the drama that's going on in the universe on the arc between Henry and I, the power play. Have you seen the pilot?
Yeah, can you talk about that?
Oh, you've seen the pilot, so you know I get shot, which I thought was brilliant. I mean, already I'm a cliffhanger right off the bat.
Can you talk about the rivalry between your characters, yours and Henry?
The what?
The rivalry.
Oh, well,
Between
that
yours
is going to be ongoing. Clearly, we don't know whether he had anything to do with it, and we shouldn't really care at this point. But you will find that my character, it's going to be interesting. The way I'm told is that I know who did it, but we have to survive. And I think it goes back to Abraham Lincoln, what he was trying to do with the Civil War and ending slavery, is that these are the cards that I'm dealt with. I can't get off this arc, and I can't do it alone. So I have to figure out how to work across this party lines. I have to figure out, even though there's been an attempt on my life, I still have to work with these other people in power to get what I need done. So I'm just, the writers is like, they're going to pull me apart like Play-Doh and then put me back together, which I'm looking forward to that. It's like, how do you work with someone that you think potentially is trying to bump you off? It goes right back to that book, Team of Rivals. How do you work with when you're surrounded by enemies and you can't get off this? So, that juxtaposition, that complexity of going like, well, I don't like you or trust you, but I need you. You know what I mean? It's kind of like life. So what does that look like? I'm very curious to see what that's going to look like on my face and my eyes and my body, to know that this treachery is sitting not you, well, sorry, but this treachery is sitting right there next to me, but I have to not just be a bigger person, but can't think about myself. I got to think about 4,000 people.
Did you specifically go out for that particular character versus?
I'm sorry?
Did you go out for that particular character?
Like I said, my wife, my manager, they were like begging me to read the script. I said no for 3 weeks. And my wife said, look, your manager Adele, no, he says he never calls this much. He never insists on anything. He says, it's not going to hurt you to read this. And I said, not interested. I'm good where I am. And I got to tell you, when I read it, I was like, this is so smart. Sorry, it's just smart. I know a little bit about, I've been doing this over 25, close to 30 years. So it's just a smart writing, and it's not what I call, like we call in the business, on the nose. It's
Because you're playing the good character versus, I guess, the kind of good character versus.
I call it gloriously ambiguous.
Thank you guys.
Great.
Gloriously ambiguous.
Thank you.
Thank you.